Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, this video is going to be a get ready with me. I'm going to be walking you through how I got this hair and how I got this natural light glam makeup look. So if you guys want to see how I got the look, then please keep watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As you can see, I'm looking crazy. Unfortunately, you guys weren't here to see me blow dry it, so this is what my hair looks like blown out. So you are gonna see me straighten it, and you're gonna see me put some makeup on. Hopefully you can hear me, and it's also gonna be a Q&A. Like about a week ago, I asked you guys to ask me some questions that you guys wanted to know, so I'm going to be going through those and answering them as I go. There's not that many questions, but I'm gonna answer the questions that I did get. So you're not gonna see this person much longer, but how I'm gonna do this is I'm going to do my hair first, so I'm not looking crazy the whole video. So I'm gonna do my hair, and then we can do the makeup, a light look, so not too full coverage. Let's get into it. First, I'm gonna refresh my hair, just blow drying it really fast with my blow dryer and a paddle brush so I can get it all smooth, and then we're gonna go in and flat iron. So let me know if you guys are interested in a curly to straight hair tutorial. I mean, you're basically seeing that, but my hair's not curly, my hair is blown out. But how I get it prepped is I just wash it, I make sure it's really clean, all the buildups out of it, I put some oil in it and heat protectant. So all right, since my hair was already blown out, this is gonna be super easy. Typically just blow drying my hair takes me like, honestly, like 30 to 45 minutes. So now we're just gonna go in and straighten. So this is what it looks like. You guys, I have so many gray hairs. I don't know if you guys can relate, but your girl has like so many grays, and they're right here in the front. But I mean, I guess it is what it is, right? What can you do? For my flat iron, I don't use anything special. It's a Conair flat iron, Infinity Pro by Conair. I guess I'll start with some questions. If I do more than 2 passes on my hair, mind your business. My hair is very heat resistant, so sometimes I have to do like 3 or 4 sometimes to be able to get it to lay flat. So, but the good thing with that is that I don't straighten my hair very frequently, so therefore I feel like I still manage to have pretty healthy hair. I typically do it like 2 to 3 times a year max. And to me, that's the key to having healthy hair, at least in my case. I can't put a lot of heat on my hair or else it will break off. And another key is when you do straighten your hair, let your hair get dirty before you revert back to curly. So I'll leave my hair straight for literally like over a month sometimes without washing it, and I'll let my hair get so oily, so greasy, and I'll just be styling it in ponytails for the most part. I'm just going to work. You guys know, quarantine, we're not doing anything right now, so and even if we are doing something, I'll style it in a cute ponytail. Like I'll do a high ponytail with curls, I'll do a low ponytail, I'll do a part, you know, make it cute, put some bobby pins, whatever I do to prolong it being straight. And that's just so I can make sure that when I do wash my hair, that my hair is nice and dirty, super oily, and my curls have no problem coming right back. So for me, that's what works. I've had a love-hate relationship with my hair. I would say that I still do have a love-hate relationship with my hair for sure. I'm thankful for it though, because I wasn't always. I hated my hair curly. I did used to get my hair relaxed. I know it's crazy, but I did used to get my hair relaxed. I started in like 5th grade, and I think I got it relaxed all the way up until like sophomore year of high school. And then I went natural, so I just transitioned. I did not do a big chop. I just wore my hair straight, honestly, which, you know, more heat damage, but I wore my hair straight majority of the time, so you couldn't tell that like my roots were super curly and my ends were super straight and damaged. And so I would just wear my hair straight so nobody could tell. And then like my senior year, I was basically all curly in high school. So it was a process, and ever since then I've been kind of taking care of my hair. It's been a journey. So if you guys want a curly hair video, we can do a curly hair video. We can talk about my journey, what I've learned along the way, how I take care of my hair, my curl pattern, my hair type, etc. My grandma owns a hair salon. My grandma has owned a hair salon my whole life. So she's had a beauty salon for, I mean, honestly, probably like 40 years, not even exaggerating, in Fresno. And I have always been around hair. There's a lot of hairstylists in my family, and so yeah, it's just always been a big part of, like, you know, I've always wanted to learn and experiment, but with that comes mistakes, because there was a time where, like I said, relaxers and just heat styling and flat irons, and that was the thing, and curly hair was kind of not really celebrated. I mean, at least to my understanding, every time I saw somebody getting their hair done, they were getting it straightened, they were getting a relaxer, it just was never curly. It wasn't, the natural movement, I feel like, didn't really come until I was in high school. I was always wanting my hair straight, and then I think with being biracial too, it makes it really hard because nobody really knew how to do my hair. So I had to learn how to do my own hair, and with that comes a lot of mistakes, because I bought my own flat iron. I would straighten my hair all of the time just because I did not feel pretty without it being straightened. And then people's comments don't help with that either. So a lot of my friends would be like, oh my gosh, your hair looks so much better straight. Oh my gosh, like I like your hair a lot more like that. Like, oh, you don't look crazy, you don't look wild. I really had to learn to accept it, and it took me a very long time, and honestly, even still to this day, I feel like I deal with some of those stigmas and of just not feeling put together with my curly hair. So I still feel very childish with my curly hair. I still feel it's just very youthful. I don't feel sexy with my curly hair. I can, but it's much harder for me to do that. So I'm working on it all of the time to feel like that. And I know it's counterproductive to be straightening my hair while talking about trying to love my curls, but this is just what I'm doing today. It's easier to manage straight, which can sometimes confuse you into thinking that you like it more, but that's not the case. I like my hair in any state. Big ol' rant about curly hair. But one of the first questions that I got was, how old am I? So I am 27 years old. I was born in 1993, and yeah, so I'm a 90s baby. I'm an Aries. My birthday is March 25th. A true Aries, like whatever you read about them most of the time, it's for real. So if you're into astrology, I'm an Aries. What am I mixed with? That's another thing that I got. I am mixed with black and white, believe it or not. So most people don't think that I'm just black and white for some reason. They think that I'm like some sort of Blasian or Hispanic and black, but I am black and white. So pretty basic. My mom's black and my dad is white. And yeah, some of the easier questions. My favorite dog movie. So you guys know I'm a big animal lover, so I guess that's one thing I can share about myself too. I've always been like that my whole entire life. I've loved animals. I've had animals my whole life. I rode horses majority of my life. Horses are something that I'm extremely passionate about. I used to jump horses, so rode equestrian for years and years and years, some of the best times of my life. And while doing that, I was exposed to many different types of animals. So, and not even just there, like my dad had a lot of animals too growing up. So he had a pet raccoon, flying squirrels, macaws, goats, horses, of course, dogs, cats, lizards. We used to catch snakes, tadpoles, all of that. So I was a real little country bumpkin. So with animals and riding horses and stuff, I love animals. So I do have 2 dogs right now currently. Most of you guys know them, Coda and Maya. They have made their appearance on this channel plenty of times. He's my favorite dog movie though, to go back to the question, is probably my dog Skip. I also like Marley and Me. Both are tearjerkers, so I mean, if you're an animal lover, I guess so. And my favorite wine, so I'm not like a wine connoisseur, but I do enjoy drinking wine. Most of the time I like dessert wines, so like Sauvignon Blanc, I guess that's how you say it, and Moscatos, and I like rosé too, so different types of rosé. I'm not into like super woody and bitter wines, so I can drink them if it's like if I'm wine tasting and it's for something, but for the most part those aren't wines that I go for. So I like to eat. I'm not one of those girls that is like, you know, eats small little cute portions and lots of salads. I do, just because my body type is not okay with me eating whatever I want. But I would say my favorite entree is like a steak, like a bone-in ribeye or a filet with like a baked potato covered in butter and cheese and bacon and some sort of vegetable, probably asparagus, my favorite vegetable, and any type of bread, side of bread, sourdough roll, garlic bread, French bread, anything bready. It's probably my favorite meal. I could eat that meal all of the time. You guys asked a lot of relationship questions, which is interesting, but I'm definitely open to sharing some of my advice, because you know, relationships they're all different. So what works for me may not work for you, but I do think that there's some overall themes that maybe I can share that have helped me in my relationship. As you guys know, that's another fact about me, I guess. I have been with the same person since high school. So me and Denzel met our senior year of high school, so, which is kind of crazy because we're old as hell. It feels like we're old, but 27, but we've almost been together for 10 years. So this December, it will be 10 years. Whoa. Which is insane to think about, the fact that I can say that I've been with somebody for 10 years. But hey, that's what it is. And even crazier, majority of that relationship was long distance, which is another thing. Honestly, long distance relationships and that whole thing can be a whole separate video on its own, because that is a challenge, and a lot of people ask about that, how we were successful, how we managed to survive being long distance for so long. So And I think that just overall goes into themes of having a healthy relationship in general. What could potentially happen when your partner is, in our case, on the other side of the country, on the other side of the world, really. If you guys didn't know, Denzel played professional basketball overseas for 3 seasons now. And so that's always a challenge, because not only is it long distance, but it's also like you have the time difference. And I just think it's about knowing who you got into a relationship and their character, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that you can trust, is that you made a good decision and you know who you're dating, and they wouldn't play you like that. So yeah, like I said, that can be a whole nother video. So if you guys want it to be a whole nother video, we can do that. I don't know. As you can see, I'm done with my hair. I just straightened it and then I put some light curls in it just to give me a little bit of body. As I said earlier, I'm gonna do really minimal makeup. Honestly, I haven't really been into heavy makeup lately, and maybe it's just because I haven't had anywhere to go, but I find myself doing really soft makeup lately. I feel like sometimes when I do a heavy glam, I don't know, I just don't feel like myself. If I'm looking over here, it's because I have a mirror over here. I have a mirror in front of me, but it's too far away. They're not the hardest part. I can do brows pretty easy, but I feel like they're the most important part. So I like to concentrate to make sure that I get them right. Because if my brows are off, my whole face is off, literally. I'm really feeling my hair though. I'm not really into the bone straight hair. Not really into the bone straight hair anymore. So that's basically my brows. So now I'm gonna set it with some brow gel. Today I'm using my Anastasia brow gel. And like I told you guys the last time I did one of these sit downs, which seems like forever since it was my birthday the last time, brow gel is so important, you guys. Brow gel keeps it all together, and if you like that feathery brow look, this is key. Like, you absolutely have to have this. I wasn't gonna film this because my face is breaking out, but then that's fake, right? Like, if you don't film because your face is breaking out. So I told myself that I was gonna do it anyways. So, but when I'm really trying to be fast, I will just take my bronzer and I will go in the crease of my eye. And that just gives me a little bit of warmth, a little bit of depth, without having to do too much, you know? So this is kind of like a Q&A, a hair tutorial, a makeup tutorial. So this is kind of a video that it checks a lot of boxes. So hopefully you guys are into it. Let me know. I always say this, I know that, but let me know what you guys want to see from me. It's very hard to kind of pinpoint content, especially when I'm interested in so many different things. So like I said, home decor for sure. Home decor, interior design, that's for sure something that I'm going to be posting more of. It's just that with those videos, you have to accumulate the things. It's more expensive, so they're more few and far between, but I have been working on a lot of stuff. It's in the motion. We will get back to more interior design type videos. However, in the meantime, I do want to get up more content like this. It's just hard for me to sit down and film, especially because with having nowhere to go, it feels kind of like I'm forcing it a little bit, because like I have nowhere to go. So it's hard to like come up with ideas and stuff when you literally have nowhere to go, nothing to do. I'm trying to keep at it. Like, I really am. And I know I get a lot of questions like, why, where are the YouTube videos? Why am I not consistent? You know, etc. And I'm here to tell you guys that YouTube is literally hard. One, just the filming and the editing, that's hard in itself. But it's also hard, like, making yourself be in the mood to film a video and like be in front of the camera. And sometimes when you're not feeling your best, it's like the last thing, at least for me, it's like the literal last thing that I want to do is film a video. Like, sometimes I can't even imagine. And I also don't really get ready much. So that's another thing. Like, I'm always looking so crazy in my videos, and then it makes me kind of like, not sad, but it's just like I wish I put more into it when I'm watching it back. And I'm just like, but when you're doing creative things, it's like hard to also want to be put together while you're working hard and you're sweating and you're, you know, using your hands and building stuff. So I need to just get better with balancing the two, so therefore I can be proud of the content I'm putting out and it's not just like all over the place. So hopefully you guys keep watching it and supporting me, and I pray that eventually it gets easier for me, just like the routine of it all, and you know, having a full-time job, having a life, being a good family member, being a good girlfriend, while also doing this and, you know, taking care of my dogs, self-care, all of that. It's like I just have to find the balance, the right balance. So as long as you have brows and you have a lash on, you're gonna look cute. And then like nice snatched skin with like a nice lip and some lip gloss, and you in the game, baby girl. I decided to make this a Q&A because it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys want to, I don't know. I didn't know what to talk about. And this is like a long time. I've been sitting here for like over an hour now. So I always start with my eyes first when I do my makeup. For me, that's the way that I like to do it. And I have really watery eyes too, so sometimes my lashes can water. When I'm putting on my lashes, it can cause my eyes to water a lot, and then you might as well, the whole makeup is like shot after that because your eyes started watering. So as you can see, no lash, so much better, so much more lifted. I try to really turn up the outer corner so that it gives the wing effect. Obviously, depending on the lashes that you're using, that can be even more dramatic. That's another thing. These days, lashes have gotten real long, real thick. I don't really know what to say about that. It's not really my cup of tea. Maybe I could try some longer than what I'm typically been doing, but I find with my eye shape, if my lashes are too thick, like my eyes will just, it's just not cute. It's too heavy. So I'm on the hunt for some, you know, like good quality lashes that aren't gonna make my eye look closed. And let me put this lash on and then I'll answer the rest of the questions you guys asked. And I need to do this more frequently because it's like I feel like I want to answer questions that you guys actually care to know. So hopefully this lets you get to know me a little bit better. I'm gonna let these lashes kind of settle on my eyes, so that way my eyes don't get weird or watery or anything. My skin is already prepped, so I just washed my face, moisturized real good. I don't typically wear primer, so of course I decided to do this when my skin is breaking out, but I guess that makes it more realistic. It's that time of the month, so I definitely have hormonal acne, so, and just like if I'm not taking care of my skin, it will break out. Like, I'm not one of those people that can have lazy days when it comes to skincare. I basically always have to be on it. Today I'm using the True Match Lumi foundation. This one is one of my tried and trues. I like the regular True Match a lot, but this one, just for a lighter coverage, something that doesn't feel too heavy on your skin, I'm all about that right now. So I know some people really like full coverage, and to each its own. Like, I'm not knocking that. I think on some people, like, a full beat looks so good, and even on myself, like, sometimes I'm into it, but I like to see my skin through my makeup. Another question that was asked was, how do you guys make sure, and as in you guys, me and Denzel, how do you guys make sure to grow together after having been together since you were so young? Some get stuck in their roles as who they were when they first met, when they date from a young age. So that's really interesting, that question. I think with that, it's just about growing while still in that relationship. So me and Denzel have been together since we were 17 years old. Could you imagine if I didn't change? I'm 27 now, from 17 to 27. It's not realistic. And same with him. Like, I don't expect him to be the same person at 27 as he was at 17. So I think that we're completely different people. I think we've learned so many new things about ourselves in that time. It's all about the evolution and about the transformation and about the journey. So I would say that, and welcoming each other's growths. Like, I want him to grow and to find out, and I don't hold him to any specific standard. So I'm not like, oh, well, you didn't used to like that when we were, or, oh, you like that now, you didn't like that before. Like, it's okay for your taste to change, your interest to change, all of that. So I think you just have to be willing to watch the person grow and know that it truly is a marathon. And there's going to be ups and downs, highs and lows, and people are going to change, and maybe one day we might grow apart. Like, Lord, heaven forbid, I never want that to happen, but at the end of the day, we're individuals first, and I think that's a big thing. People think just because you're in a relationship that everything is about the relationship, but I think that you have to be secure and happy as an individual first before you can be that in a relationship. We both have our own lives, we both do our own things, and I think sometimes that's where people are like, oh my gosh, like, oh, you're out, that's okay, or he's out, oh, you guys aren't mad. Like, I'm not going to be pressed about what he's doing all of the time. That's a long answer to that question, but I think that it's just about being an individual first, trusting that you made a good decision when you picked your partner, and making them stand on that. When it comes to growing together, it can definitely be done. It's almost better because he reminds me of how far I've come at times, and I do the same thing for him. I remind him of, oh, we used to be on this and now we're on this. This used to be our goal, and now look, that's like nothing to us now. So I think it's amazing when you get to see each other's growth and evolution like that, and you have somebody there to hold you accountable and to, like, oh, remember you said you were gonna do this a year ago, and like, I need to be on you for that. So I think relationships are beautiful. So, and I have some more relationship questions, so I might as well go to that. When do I want to get married, and when do I want to have kids? So if you would have asked me that question in high school, I would have told you that I would want to be married by 25 and have my first kid by 27. And when you think about it, I guess I'm not too far off of that goal. But as far as getting married for me is important. But it's not the most important thing. So I know for some people it's like, I gotta be a wife. I've been feeling like a wife since forever, like for a while now. So it's not like, you know, it's not everything to me to be married. Having kids to me is everything. So I see myself having children, hopefully sooner rather than later. With everything going on in the world right now, I'm grateful that I'm not pregnant right now, just because I feel so bad for people having to experience first pregnancies or any pregnancy in this COVID situation, with not being able to have your family there and not being able to have baby showers and all of that. So I'm really sympathetic to people going through that. And if I could I would not choose that as my situation for my first baby. So right now I'm good. But no, I do definitely want to be a mom, honestly, probably more than anything ever. So it's something that I definitely plan on doing. Another question, if there's one thing that you could go back and tell your younger self, what would it be? It's pretty deep. What would I tell my younger self? Maybe to not be so hard on myself. And to not listen to the bullies, not listen to the negative things that people say about me. I feel like a lot of my insecurities came from my childhood, and I've carried a lot of that into my adulthood. And it's things that I'm still working on even to this day, to retrain my brain from thinking when I look in the mirror, when I hear my voice, when I hear certain things about myself, that it's just not worth it, and to put yourself down based on somebody else's opinion or perception is lame as fuck. So I would definitely tell myself not to listen to the things that people are saying about you, and to just know your value. Being a kid is really hard. Not to get deep or anything like that, but just everybody has family issues and things like that, and I went through a lot in my childhood. And I was an only child until I was 14. So my brother and sister, I have twin siblings. If you didn't know, I guess that's another fact about myself, boy and a girl. But they weren't born until I was 14. So I was an only child until I was 14 years old. It's hard being by yourself and being the only child, and not really having, especially if you're going through things in your home and you don't have anybody to talk to about it, anybody to feel like they're in it with you or you're protected. Really, I feel like I found myself dimming my light a lot to make others around me feel more comfortable. And I know that that's kind of something that a lot of people say, but I think that for me, it's really true. I'm interested in a lot of things, and so therefore I've been exposed to a lot of things. So I am fairly good at a lot of things because I've been exposed to these things. And with that, I feel like you get a lot of negativity and just people thinking that you think you're better than them, or that you think you're all that, or you must think this about yourself. And I've learned now as an adult that that's other people putting their insecurities off onto me. Although I'm doing it with a pure heart and I have pure intentions, not everybody's it's not gonna be perceived as that. And I've kind of gotten the bad end of that, even from family members, from friends, from a lot of people. So I would tell myself not to dim my shine ever based on other people's perceptions, anything like that, to do me and to do it to the best ability that I can. So I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to get better about that, and I'm trying to show myself love without being fearful that people won't like me, or people will think that I'm cocky, or that I'm, feeling like I'm better than people, because that's literally never the case. But I'm just trying to be better about that, and that's something that I vowed to myself recently. Me and Denzel had a deep conversation, and I'm just tired of holding myself back. That was also a long answer. Another question. Do I have a bedtime routine, or do I just go with the flow? Honestly, I go with the flow. I would love to have a bedtime routine. I guess maybe I have like somewhat of a bedtime routine. So, okay, just a trick while I'm doing this. For people with round faces, as we know, I've talked about having a chubby face. It's something that I've had literally my whole life. And as of recently, I've realized that if I put most people, when they're putting on blush, they put it right here on the apples of their cheeks. But for people that have chunkier faces, fuller faces, I feel like that can make it appear even more full. So I've learned to put it up here, almost where you would put highlight. And I mean, that's looking a little clownish, but you can always diffuse it with your foundation brush. But when I put my blush up there instead of on my apples, I feel like it makes me look more elongated, makes my face appear slimmer. So I don't know if you can tell, blushes on this side and no blush on this side, and my face, in my opinion, looks more lifted. So when you keep, I do my bronzer like that too, so I don't bring my bronzer all the way down here. I kind of keep it in this area right here on my face, and I feel like it kind of gives you that, you know, snatched effect. Okay, bedtime routine. So I always do like my skincare routine, and for me that's just cleansing, toning, and moisturizing before I go to bed. I have to do that literally every single night. Like I said, I have really sensitive skin, so my skin will break out if I don't do that. So that's basically what I have to do is my skincare routine. If it's between bedtime or morning routine, I think morning routine is much more impactful on your quality of life and as far as your productivity and all of that. I find that when I have a more structured morning routine, I get more things done throughout the day. I used to be a night owl, or I used to feel like I was a night owl. However, as of my adulthood, I am definitely much more of a morning person than I am a night person. So as long as I have my coffee, and then I'm good to go. My hair is actually really cute, but these curls are definitely falling out, so I'm just gonna do a little bit more to make sure that they stay, and I'm actually gonna use some hairspray. But yeah, so to answer that question, no, I don't have a bedtime routine. Journaling, drinking tea, planning out my finances. I know that that's a little bit dry to say, but that makes me feel super accomplished. And that's something that I'm also passionate about. And if you guys are interested, I would love to make a video on that. My cousin said that I should make a video about credit and all of that, because it's something that I feel like, one, is an essential. Everybody needs to know it, but unfortunately not everybody gets the knowledge to be able to understand it. And I'm by no way some financial expert, but I know what works for me, and I know, you know, the basics. So for me, when I budget and I'm putting in my, you know, my net income versus my expenses, and I'm really writing it all out, seeing what I have coming in, seeing what things I have coming up, that bills, certain unexpected plans, seeing how much like free money I have so I don't overspend if I have certain saving goals and things like that. That really makes me feel productive and makes me feel like I have my shit together. So that's something that I like to do at nighttime as well. So I don't know if you saw, but I just drew my freckles back on. I do have some freckles on my nose and up in this area, and they get washed out when I put on my makeup. So I just put those back on. I know not overlining their lips is for everybody, but I like to do it a little bit. And where I focus it is right underneath the bottom, and then in my Cupid's bow. That's where I'm just gonna go over just a little bit, and then the rest of it I'm gonna line with my normal lip line. And for me, it gives more of a pucker, and it doesn't look as fake. So my eyes went into water a little bit. So that's my lips lined, and this is Velvet Teddy. And I'm going to go over it with my lip injection by Too Faced. It's a plumping gloss, and I try to focus it like right in the middle. But right now, I think I'm just into some mascara. Another little tip, this is actually a brown mascara, it's not black. I really like using a brown mascara when I'm not trying to have like a super dramatic look. So as you can see, you can definitely tell the difference between this side and that side, but it's not black, so it's a little bit softer. So after I touch up these curls, that's basically it. I do need to my face is still damp. Go in with a little bit of highlight, just a little bit, because I'm not a huge highlight person, but I do like to look alive. I feel like when you use some setting spray and then you put on your highlight, it gives you more of like that glow from within versus like you have on a bunch of highlighter, you know? Basically it for the makeup. Hopefully you guys can get into it. It's just my very natural glam look. So I'm just going to touch up these waves a little bit. And then that'll be the final look. I'm obviously gonna put on some jewelry and like get myself a little bit together more so I can have like a before and after. And I'm just gonna do the curls like on the top, I feel like.